misogyny. Using all my inner strength, suppressing the anxiety. I'm about to have a panic attack. It's a rhyme and the mechanic of rap. You slave-minded, here's your manacles back. I'm lean muscle, you just animal fat. My team hustle, this is actual fact. No hypothesis, try stopping us, trying to figure that high.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's the OG Boricua Dandara, a.k.a. the Coquito Papi. Some of you know me as Chef. It doesn't matter. I'm here with none other than Mr. Macho and Mr. Pop Culture Icon King. Everything else, I know I did it again, and I had to do it again just for the shits and giggles because that's what I do. Mike Larkin, what's good, baby?
Oh, I am good, man. I'm not a player. I just talk a lot, and I'm ready to talk it up with you guys.
Macho.
Most professional podcaster in the business, brother. How's it going? What's up, Chef?
I'm chilling, baby. I'm chilling. We had a long, boring-ass week of Mania, but that's not what we're going to talk because we have more sense than that to piss each other off and ruin the rest of our day. The biggest news that came out so far of wrestling is Ivelisse got the, you're out of here. We no longer want your services in AEW. Gentlemen, I'm going to have Mr. Larkin go first, and then Macho can finish strong. Gentlemen, Ivelisse getting the axe from, once again, another professional company on TV. What's your take, brother?
Oh, my goodness. Like, the first time I remember seeing Ivelisse was in Tough Enough, and she got, like, hurt. And I remember that. That was my first, introduction to Ivelisse. Remember seeing her in Lucha Underground with Son of Havoc and then Helico, and really just enjoying her work there. And then she did some stuff with Impact, like a couple one-night-onlys. Yeah. And now AEW did her thing with Diamante, won the tag titles and everything there. But it's one of those things where I look at it from a stance, too, is you have that baggage. You have that attitude problem. And it catches up with her everywhere she goes. Like, we're in a stance here where she's fighting coaches. She's going at it with Thunder Rosa. There's a lot of, elements that are incorporated there. So for me, I don't blame them for giving her the axe. If I were her, I don't know if Impact would want any of that. I don't know if ROH would want any of that. MLW. If I were her, I would just go back to AAA and just do her thing in Mexico. That's all I could say. Great talent, but that attitude comes back to bite you in the ass.
Legit, bro. Legit. I don't know, man. This ain't her first go at this. Like you said, she's jumped in a few promotions. For me, one of the most notable was her run on Lucha Underground. She can go in the ring, absolutely. But again, this is a business, right? It's not something you can just be like, yeah, whatever, I'm that good, and it doesn't matter how I get along with nobody. So her beefing with Thunder Rosa on social media and Dragon, that's not going to help her, dude. Not even a little bit. Like, keep it professional, right? At the end of the day, that's out the window. So I don't know who's going to pick her up. She's probably going to head back to AAA or something like that. Like, at this point, who doesn't like Thunder Rosa, right? Who doesn't appreciate her work ethic, her professionalism? Like, she goes, she's done. So for you to just beef with Thunder Rosa and just drag her name on social media, that's reckless. I'm surprised, honestly. But maybe she just doesn't care. Maybe she has no fucks to give, and she's just, like, done with it. So she's just burning every bridge she can find. I mean, good. Do you, mama. Do you.
I mean, is it surprising that she's going kind of hard at Thunder Rosa when we know that Thunder Rosa's first entrance into AEW, they had issues in that match that everybody was talking about? And then I'm going to tell you truthfully, after that match with Thunder Rosa, when have you really seen Ivelisse on AEW?
You haven't, and her attitude is that problem where they're not going to book her. It's like, why would I book you if you're going to act like this?
But no promotion is gonna give you time if you go into business for yourself.
Exactly.
It's just not gonna happen.
I mean, I don't know. I think.
Look, the last person who went into business for themselves, we haven't seen hide nor hear of her for a minute either. All right, I'm talking about the infamous Sexy Star.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and
which is that tried to annihilate Rosemary.
The one who tried to shorten Rosemary's career. I mean, like, they play by the same rules as everybody else, right? So I mean, like, you go into business, you try to either mess with somebody's match or shorten their career. There's consequences, bro. I don't know, dude. I watched that match and I was just kind of like, oof. I haven't seen something like that pop off for a minute, which is a shame, right? Because let's be honest, women's wrestling is about as popular as it's gotten in a minute. Women's divisions and several promotions, tag titles, multiple women's championships, like it's popping. This seems like the worst time to get into something with somebody and then just burn bridges.
No, I agree. I honestly, I was sitting here thinking, you know what? I could see her going to Impact, and but then at that point, you had the issues with Tessa. Do you want another female that's gonna mess with that locker room? And if people say that Tessa didn't mess with the locker room, I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, first off,
dude, Tessa's even the least of the problems. Rosemary's still in Impact. She would look at that and be like, no, not doing it.
Mm-hmm.
She would walk. I'm positive. She'd be like, nah, I'm not even messing with it. She wouldn't take that chance.
so you think that as of right now, Ivelisse is untouchable, that you just would not, you just couldn't take the risk because in ring, she's fucking phenomenal.
Well,
Larkin.
again, it goes from the business standpoint where it's just like, all right, you're great. You have that talent and you could tell a story with your body that they all do. But it's just like, do I want that headache? You know what I'm saying? Do I really want that headache?
I think she's nuclear at this point. I think the last thing you need to do is get on social media and start dragging the place you're working at, the people you work with, calling out people by their name. Like, dude, it's bad, dude. Like, there are enough wrestlers out there who lack that professionalism. The smart wrestlers keep it to themselves, keep quiet, unless there's a really big issue. It's business and it's business. That's it. She's done, dude. Like, I don't see her working in the States outside of AAA. It's unlikely. Ring of Honor, what's she gonna do there? Their women's division is almost non-existent. Impact.
Well, they're bringing it back. That's why I would think an Ivelisse would kind of be the name, that you'd bring in there.
But who else does ROH have?
Yeah, like exactly. All you have there really, you have Mandy Leon, you have Angelina Love, you have all these people, but at the same time, it's like if I'm Joe Koff, again, it goes back to why would I want to deal with that?
I mean, listen, the wrestling industry is crazy. We all know that. Some of the shit that happens, we're like, we didn't see that coming, or we didn't think they would sign this person. Crazy shit happens. But
plus it's small circles, right?
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like,
all these wrestlers know each other, dude.
Oh, it's a lot of these fans don't get how small the industry really is. Like, they all know each other. They all been banging out with each other. They deal with each other. It's just,
oh, dude. Speaking of, Larkin just did an interview with a pretty amazing up and coming indie wrestler who's been like grinding out for a minute. All right, just that interview alone lets you know how many of them know each other. It's like 3 degrees of separation at most.
Exactly.
This person knows this person. Like, it's quick.
Yeah, to go on to Macho's point, you look at a girl like Molly Spartan, who is on ICW Fight Club and on the WWE Network. She knows Wolfgang. She obviously, because they're married, but she knows all the talent in NXT UK. And there's a lot of talent that go through that ICW banner where it's like, hey, I've had an experience with that person. Whether it be minuscule or not, you still have that experience.
And what I will say about that interview, because I had to edit it on my end, as soon as it started and I seen her wallpaper, it just brought me back to my Buzz Lightyear shit. I'm a huge Buzz Lightyear fan. And I was like, holy shit, she has Toy Story wallpaper. I don't know, at 41, that shouldn't have made me smile the way it was. But, like, I was like, I can't wait to hear the rest of it just because of the wallpaper behind her. It was a great interview.
Thank you.
Shout out to wherever room she was in with the Toy Story wallpaper. I mean, I dig her. The story she told, and this is why I love interviews, because especially not just our side. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, not just the U.S., you hear the struggles from across the pond and everywhere else, and you see how hard it is to make it. And let's be honest, yes, it's on the network. I love ICW. I'm an ICW guy.
Mm-hmm.
But even so many of those, like, I'm a huge Jack Jester fan. You haven't seen Jack Jester outside anywhere in the United States. I think that Jack Jester can go with anybody. But once again, that's my opinion. And, it is what it is. But somebody like Ivelisse, who has all the talents in the world and has a million opportunities, you're telling me the Molly Spartans, the Jack Jesters, your favorite independent wrestler that I don't know who you're going to name, wouldn't want half of those opportunities and do so much more with that?
Exactly. I mean, for my stance, like growing up on Long Island, I just saw guys like Rex Lawless, and I know Jorge loves them, Milk Chocolate, Brandon Watson, Randy Summers. Like those guys are getting opportunities on AEW Dark. These are guys have been grinding and hustling. These are guys have been around with the Tony Neses who got to perform at WrestleMania, the Brian Myers and Kurt Hawkins there, Zack Ryder. Like you're around that, those veterans, and you're around that school, and now here you are making your mark. It's just the opportunities. It's a beautiful thing, and they take it.
To that point, I mean, like honestly, half of the people we mentioned, they've all grounded out on the independent scene, and they grounded out in AAA and everywhere else. They all know each other. They all work with each other. They've all dealt with each other. So anybody sitting there putting a torch to somebody else like Thunder Rosa or anybody else, that's a bad look, B. Like you burn that trust.
Yeah, I don't cut you off, Macho, but I look at it from a stance too. Like you have a girl like Mercedes Martinez who's been grinding on the independents for almost 20 years, and now she's finally in NXT.
Yeah, she's not gonna be reckless with it. Like she's been putting in the work. She's still putting in the work. I like watching her matches. She's the business. Okay, so I mean, La Sicaria, she's gonna do what she wants to do. Cool. Maybe she'll wait till the heat cools off and come back. That's her business. That's on her. I just think she's just making it harder for herself at the end of the day. Does she have some legit axe to grind? Maybe. I mean, that's relative to her. Only she knows. But like airing your private business public, I don't know, dude.
I'm an athlete guy. I played on a lot of teams. I've had serious issues with teammates. Blah blah blah. And those things never leak out. Like, we take care of home at home. You never air your business out anywhere so people can understand how bad something might have been. It's none of no one's business. If I got a problem with Macho or Larkin, and I'm like, yo, we got a problem. Listen, I know me and Macho, we can fucking thug it out. And then whatever happens, and then we have a fucking beer in a few minutes. Like, that's just the game. You know what I mean? And everything is good. I'm not going to sit on here, jump on social media and start talking shit, how bad this guy is, how I never wanted to work with him and everything else. What's the point of that? Like, it's you got to defend your home. And if this is my home, anywhere I lay my head, anyone who gives me a bag, that is now my home. Why would I just burn that? Why would I fuck with that? And I don't get that in this industry. Everybody wants to bury everybody.
Okay, I'll add on to your point. So I look at it from a stance too. You look at how social media has affected a lot of things. And like you just said, like, thugging it out and then having a beer afterwards. I think a lot of us that we take to social media to use our gripes and to just burn everything. When at the end of the day, a lot of these things can be held behind closed doors, but we don't do that because this is the social media age that we are in.
I mean, yeah, I agree with that to an extent, but like that's small stuff. That's not your bank. That's not how you make your money.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Like, it's like if you work at a place, right, and you got an axe to grind, you're taking chances.
My thing is, if I had, like, say we're all wrestlers, right, and I had an issue with any of you, it doesn't matter who, and say if I do want to go on social media, I'd write something like, damn, I feel like punching the sun in the face today. And it wouldn't be nobody's name. It doesn't have to be anything. I could just be venting my frustration. I feel like hitting one of you, and nobody would know it. But I'm just throwing it out there. I feel like punching one of you in the face. One of you know it because you're like, oh, man, I know me and him are hot, and he over here talking about he want to punch somebody in the face. Like, it's just ways to do it. Now, I'm going to tell you, like I've always said it. If you're going to fucking say my name, you better be like Beyonce and say my name. But when I see you, it's going to be a problem. You know what I'm saying? Like, on some real shit, if you say... Like, say these girls really don't like each other. You talk shit and you kind of throw me into a label of whatever. I don't care which one you're a fan of. When I'm that other person that you try to bury me like that, or you try to mess with my anything of life, I gotta see you. And I think the problem is with this too is how many of these wrestlers, they talk so much shit, but they never do nothing.
I mean, half of it's a work, right? Like, I get that. You know what I mean? There are some wrestlers who use social media to their advantage, absolutely. I just don't see the advantage in this. That's my point. Like, there is next to no advantage to be had from this kind of crap storm, essentially, that's going on here. I don't think she's going to bounce back either. Like, Rosa gains nothing by responding to this. And if she's smart, she does it in the most classy way possible, like cool, whatever. I got, grown folk things to do, and I got business to handle. Because dropping down to that level and getting in the mud with her, that's just going to tarnish her image. Like, what was the point? So, like,
right.
I'll add on to what Macho had to say there. First and foremost, you don't think I didn't see that get unnoticed. You're like Destiny's Child, the writing's on the wall for Ivelisse, but I digress. When it comes to Thunder Rosa, like Macho so eloquently put it there, I mean, she's got Mission Pro Wrestling, she's got Sabotage Pro Wrestling, she has company that she's running, and she's being one of the most focal points and right up there in the forefront. She's like, and she being the professional that she is, and we've seen it through her overall inside and outside of the ring. It's like, she's just going to dust it off. It's like, okay, say what you want to say.
No, and I completely agree with your stance as a adult business, minded sounding person. I think a little differently, and sometimes I think stupid. But here's my thing, and this is like real shit. This is not my first podcast. This is not my first show. I've been a Thunder Rosa fan for a long time. I've been an Ivelisse fan for mad long. I have said this on multiple podcasts, on multiple platforms. I love Ivelisse. I'm a huge fan. It pisses me off as a fan that now your decision and your antics, now I can't watch you no more. You know what I mean? Like, and it does. I don't give a shit about your beef with whoever. That's your problem. That's their problem. You know what I mean? I'm not behind closed doors. I don't know what a management person said or creative or what trainers. I don't know. I don't even care. That's their problem. But when you air it out, it makes people who wear a podcast, we got to talk about this, have to sit here and do this. And I can't sit here and be like, damn, that Ivelisse match was fucking fire. Y'all seen Ivelisse been tearing it up? No. You wanted to have an issue with this girl. Arguably, who did what, I don't know. But now we don't know what happens. I have to see you on TV. This pops off, and I can't sit here and talk about how great Ivelisse is.
I mean, to your point, I agree. Like, it's got to be hard if you're a fan of Ivelisse to, like, you got two choices. You back it or you walk away from it. There's no middle ground for this. And honestly, when it comes down to it, it's just going to be harder for anybody who's a fan because it's going to be a minute, likely, before you see a match. So, like I said, they gave her her signing papers. She walks away. And now where's she going to go? Unless she's already got something already planned out, which I'm skeptical, bro. If she don't have that, then it's going to be a hot minute before you get to say, oh, I watched this bomb fire Ivelisse match. All right.
So let's end this with, where does she sign?
Oh.
I got to do it.
I'm just going to say she goes back to AAA. That's all. I can't see Impact taking a chance for her. Do I think she would have great matches in the Knockouts division? Absolutely. But I just don't see it. I'm just going to say she goes back to AAA. Macho, take it.
I mean, Shine, Shimmer, there's a bunch of other places, but I don't think she steps down from that. She's been on TV. She's probably either going to go back to AAA or she's going to try her chances with, like, Ring of Honor. But I don't see that happening. I'm gonna go with AAA, dude.
I'm going to say we're going to see Ivelisse in Impact Wrestling real fast. That's what I'm going to say. I think that Anthem is completely clueless. They have no idea what they're doing, and they're just going to take the gamble on her, and we see Ivelisse there real soon.
Whoa. You want to walk that back a little bit? I'm going to give you the chance to walk that one back because right now they're still working hand-in-hand with AEW.
Are they?
Yeah,
so,
you have that relationship. Why would they want to, influx that? You know what I'm saying?
I'm saying, why would they chance that? But yeah, that's just going to make life harder if they take her on.
So hold on. So, and y'all making this longer than I expected now. So, when Matt Hardy shitted on Impact Wrestling, way before AEW was a thing, did Ed Nordholm not put his arm around the guy who was burying his company?
Yes,
sure.
They made peace at the airport. Yes, sure.
Absolutely. However, the time in between that is considerable. All right. It's been a minute since that happened and he made that jump. He had his whole time and stint in WWE in between. All right. This just happened. Memory is still fresh, dude. Like there's no way she makes that shift that quick.
I'm still calling Impact.
Okay.
Okay.
I think you're crazy, but whatever. That's chef for you.
Yeah, I just, you know what it is too? Like you mentioned, like that photo. I mean, that was from what, like 2016, 2017, like around that time period. They were still going at each other on freaking social media. It was brutal. I mean, and then they come back with Private Party for like that, like I said, the one and done. But it's just like, you know what it is? I still think like you should retract that because I'm like, again, when you have that partnership and that inclusion, and especially with the knockouts division that they have, again, I definitely see her going back.
I'm not saying she can eventually, like in 3 or 4 years, just like we're talking about, like when it cools off.
Now.
But like right now, this quick, dude, that's
So I'm not going to retract my statement.
Yes, double down. This is my favorite part where he's like, nah, I'm sticking with
I
it.
think these guys make great sense, but if I ever folded my hands, I could never be wrong. You know what I mean? I got to be right. I got to be wrong. I need to find out. So we do find out. I'm going to come on here and say, listen, we did the show. Larkin and Macho were right. I was wrong. Or I'm going to sit here and I'm just going to do this for the first 10 minutes of the show. We're going to get 1 million thumbs down, and you guys are going to know why I'm just sitting here quiet, because I don't want to say I told you so, but that's what that means. I told you so.
I mean, that's cool, bro. That's probably not happening in this lifetime anyway. So,
Jeff, if that makes you sleep well at night, then that's on you, man.
You know what? For me and my guys, www.urbanwrestlingnetwork.com. Where, whoa, this wouldn't be a podcast if I did not ask. Macho, do you have any words for Ivelisse?
Who?
Oh, there we go. There we go.
I'm kidding. Or Orbit. I don't need that heat from Orbit, so we're good. We're good.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're out of here. Deuces.
Peace.